It's time for the next part of our Christian Principles Podcast Principles Timeline series. This time, October. Let's talk about October.
The Christian Principles Podcast is brought to you in partnership with the Herzog Foundation. But bear in mind, the views and opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and not necessarily of the Herzog Foundation.
Welcome to the Christian Principles Podcast. I'm Matt George.
And I'm Mark Zockoll, and Lord willing, everything is going to just roll tonight as far as our technology, because I'm tired of fighting the technology. The technology has been winning, and it is not my favorite.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no problems.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's mostly just a me issue, but, it is what it is. All right. We know these nights can get long. We know these episodes can move. The time just flies. So we're going to go ahead right now and focus on October. October, and our title for this is A Month of Clarity and Collaboration. And I do have the sense that in October, we're still riding high. We are still on this is what we wait for in the summertime, right? This is the time of everything's still pretty new. Students aren't at each other's throats quite yet. We may have even cleared some of those early school hurdles. I was just talking to an admin today who said, yeah, I lost some people. I lost a couple staff members at the start of the school year. And then I was talking to another one who said, oh, and I lost a bunch of, we were recognizing now that the, number of students we grew by, of course, does represent some number of students who shouldn't be with us. They and you don't, even with the best interviewing procedures and whatnot, you don't necessarily know that until you see them in action, until you get, oh, wait, that's what that student does. That's how that family operates, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're even past that in the month of October, and it truly is, okay, now this is truly who we're going to be for the rest of the year. Yeah. But it is our note here, it's a pivotal point in the school year. The principals leverage a deeper understanding of the school's dynamics. True. Focusing on refining goals, engaging with stakeholders, and using data to drive informed decisions, because you probably have a little bit of data at this point anyway. But before we get there,
this episode is brought to you by our partners at the Herzog Foundation, whose mission aligns beautifully with ours to advance and support Christ-centered education. The Herzog Foundation exists to catalyze excellence in Christian schools, helping more children experience academic rigor, biblical truth, and strong moral character, all in a safe and nurturing environment. Whether through teacher training, principal development, or strategic media efforts, the Herzog Foundation is committed to helping you, the Christian school leader, fulfill your calling with excellence. Their vision is bold but clear, a national renaissance in Christian education that impacts culture for generations. At the Christian Principles Podcast, we're proud to stand with the Herzog Foundation in that mission. Learn more at herzogfoundation.com. Together, we're building schools and futures on the rock of Christ. And as always, tell them that the fellas here at the Christian Principles Podcast sent you their way.
The holidays. Matt, talk to us about the day observances.
The holidays. So a big one to get started with. October 5th is World Teachers Day.
Good one.
I think that's a good one, because we need to celebrate our teachers as much as we possibly can.
As much as we can. We have the Teacher Appreciation Week, but let's enjoy the day as well.
Teachers of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if we should celebrate.
That's not necessarily just school, I imagine. That's probably broader than just school as well. So,
yeah. October 9th, which is a Thursday, is Leif Erikson Day, which is interesting.
Sure.
But I guess, we gotta celebrate the Vikings, because, that football team is not worth celebrating. So, that's for my
wife.
Stick
it to you, Minnesota.
Yeah. October 10th, World Mental Health Day, a big thing to be focused on, as we even have talked about on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Great time, even if you're maybe planning on doing some awareness of mental health in school. October 10th, great time to do that. Mm-hmm. October 13th, which is Monday this year, 2025, Columbus Day. Are you in school? Are you not in school?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What you gonna
It's a
do
federal
about it?
holiday.
That was always,
So
that was one of the ones we kind of gave and take originally. Just kind of depended.
I always, as a history teacher, I do appreciate, I mean, both Leif Erikson Day and Columbus Day. I do appreciate them both.
Mhm.
And I always, the people that want to poo-poo Columbus, he made a mistake. He was lost, it, he was brave enough to go out in those boats,
Oh,
if for nothing else.
I was just gonna
Come on.
say, have you ever seen those boats? Like the replica of those boats
Yeah.
crossing the mighty Atlantic? No, siree, Bob Jimbo,
Yeah.
never gonna happen.
Say what you want
Never.
about the man.
Never doing
He
that.
went there.
I wouldn't do it on today's boats.
Now this is a big one, but October
Sure.
14th, I believe, as the day we were recording this was just
Mhm.
passed in Congress, a national day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk with his passing. So that's an interesting one, and maybe a great opportunity if you've not already talked to your student body, or maybe even just your older student body. But a great time to challenge them to stand up for their faith. October 16th.
At the same time, I
No,
was
go
just
ahead.
speaking with another administrator. He had to step into a firestorm with his faculty because he was having to tell his faculty, we need to move along. If your discussions of the horrificness of the moment don't relate to your content, especially days after, we've got to roll. We've got to move now. And I get it, it's this fine line, because we talked about this before. We are.
Yeah.
I know that I have at times really bristled at the mental health day taken off by a university for whatever occurred on the university. But at the same time, here there is this dark presence amongst a lot of faculty members right now that just, they're down in the dumps because of their love and appreciation for Charlie Kirk, and there's a fine line there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to say this without staying where I stand on anything, but just as the overseer of the school, at some point the grieving not must end, but must end. At some point the job continues. Those sorts of things I'm trying to say.
There comes a point where you are dwelling on it too much.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And now bear in mind, our kids, there's a lot of our kids that were very much in tune with what he was doing and saying. And so they're trying to.
That is an
handle
interesting
it too.
twist. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is interesting. It's October 14th was his birthday, and that's why it's gonna bring those things back up for sure.
Sure. For sure.
So we definitely want to be prepared for that as well.
I think it's a great reason though to make sure that you have at some point given thought to, okay, when these holidays occur, or when something not planned occurs, what are we going to ask of our teachers in their recognition of this? At Texas A&M, the president's he's resigned now over the consternation, the controversy of teachers going way off the syllabus and talking about issues that are not on the syllabus and the objectives of that very, in those spaces, those syllabi are tethered. You stay on them, but then how much can we tell a teacher that's not in our situations? They're celebrating, a Christian. They're celebrating, someone who is worth celebrating. All are worth celebrating, but there's someone who the Christian organizations around are saying, like, this is someone we're going to park on. But again, I hate that there's a but there's a but there. There is anyway, we've talked about it.
You have to have clear expectations.
Yeah.
You have
Set
to
the
have clear
expectations.
expectations. You gotta set it, and then encourage, of course, keeping it positive, but also reminding that moving along, it can also be helpful. And you can say that confidently on October 16th because it's Boss's Day. So
Boss's Day.
You're the boss on October 16th, and you got to remind people, you know what? I'm the boss. So
listen to me.
If for no other day, do what I say today, please. I don't know if that's the full intent of that day, but yeah.
Probably not.
October 24th, United Nations Day. Oh, that is a Friday this year. And then October 31st. I don't know if this is one that you look forward to or dread, but it is the Halloween. You know,
I thought you were going to say Reformation Day, but yes, Halloween.
Okay. All right.
Reformation Day. I hear you. I know. Listen,
Knock on
we've
it.
already done a podcast on the ins and outs of certain holidays, and again, you better have a plan for Halloween at a Christian school. You better know your peoples. Know your people. Know what they're willing to take. Know your ministry. Know your leadership. Know what their expectation is, because there are few holidays like unto Halloween for getting good Christian brothers and sisters riled up at one another in a real bad way. So just be, and you serve a population of them that are not all alike. So get a real good feel for that. Real good feel for that. All right, if I want to do a week of the days. Yeah, we've already, man. See, it's a problem, but it's awesome at the same time that we enjoy these conversations.
I still think it's a you problem.
Yeah, it's my big problem. Yeah, you're right. Okay, week observances. Fly through these. The 5th through the 11th, Fire Prevention Week. I'm sure we'll see lots of fire trucks out of the schools during Fire Prevention Week. We'll see the National School Lunch Week. The 2nd week of October, we will see Mental Illness Awareness Week, which of course coincides with World Mental Health Day. And then National School Bus Safety Week. Make sure you've checked up on those things that you shouldn't just be checking up on when the accreditation team comes around. Make sure that you have checked up on those things in the meantime. I'll hit the months too. We have Clergy Appreciation Month, which I had no idea existed until I saw this list. So great job, clergy. We have National Hispanic Heritage Month. That is actually one of those split month deals. So it's September 15th to October 15th. We have Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month, National Bullying Prevention Month, which of course is going to be one that draws a lot of attention for schools, National Principals Month, which I should have saved to the end, but I'm going to say it now, National Principals Month, which again, I didn't realize that till I saw this list. And we do feel kind of dumb that we don't have something special for the month, but we'll see what happens. I know for National Principals Month, this administrator, Matt George, is going to be gone for a lot of it. So he's going to get some vacation time.
I mean, hey, it is
away.
It's Principals Month. You know, it's Boss's Day. I'm going to do what I want on Boss's Day.
It's also National Arts and Humanities Month. We believe in liberal arts, so this is an opportunity to celebrate those. This is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month.
I thought you were sorry. I'm bringing it in, but when you were about to say we celebrate liberal arts, I don't know where my head was, but I was hearing you about to say we celebrate LeBron James, and I'm like, what are you saying? We do not celebrate LeBron James, but liberal arts, yes.
I got nothing against LeBron James. I don't think I'm still of the opinion that Michael Jordan's probably the best player ever, but I also have stopped following basketball for all intents and purposes. So National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We do have some resources on cybersecurity awareness. If your school needs some help in this, please let us know. And then National Book Month. Okay, so for the rest of our presentation for October, we will actually be working through the same format that we are going to be working through in our workshops at the Keystone Christian Educators Association, at the Mid-Atlantic Christian School Association Education Conference, whatever it's being called, and the Old Dominion Association Christian Schools Educators Conference, where we'll be presenting workshops on many things, but not the least of which, and one of the first ones we're most excited about, is our principles timeline. So we're going to move through these differently now than we have in the past, because we've had to standardize to get ready for the workshop, and because we're actually kind of coming to the end of this series, which is incredible.
Almost
and
done.
We've said it before, it's the first thing we're probably going to get out there and publish at some point. So we're going to move from students to parents to faculty to staff to family and friends to the community around us, and then reflection prompting or reflecting. So we're going to have to do this fast. We're not even going to be able to get through everything. In fact, I'm going to tell Matt right now, we're going to pick like 2 or 3 of each of these headers, and we're going to walk through the 2 or 3 that we like the most. And you're going to have to get our material. You're going to have to show up and get it, which we'll pass it out. We'll give it to you. That's fine. We'll give it to you for free, but we're going to just come and get it from us to see what else we say about that month, but be it student, parent, faculty, staff, the way we're repackaging these month discussions. But Matt, you're up first. Give me 2 or 3 points from the students.
Man, you're making me pick. Oh, so great. I mean, there are some kind of obvious things I think that come in with students in the month of October, but I know some schools may do this at the very beginning of the year. But if you're a school that wants to focus on academics, getting all those procedures and everything else settled, October is a great time to plan or organize a spiritual emphasis week. A time, maybe a getaway, maybe just change up in the schedule, bring in a guest speaker, some discipleship opportunities, to remind, especially for us, if you are a Christian school, you should be noticeably different. You should be noticeably Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I did this once, and I heard from somebody that should be fully supportive of something like this. It was like, well, shouldn't every week be a spiritual emphasis week at a Christian school? Like, you know what? Get out. Go away. I don't want to hear that. Like, yes, every week is a spiritual emphasis week, but you have to do class. You have to do
Mm-hmm.
your normal schedule. So break it up and remind our students what is truly the most important thing. I love that. I think that's a great opportunity within that time. But we're also at a time of the year where it's time to really be looking at some data,
Mm-hmm.
some grades. I mean, this may be the close of a marking term. It probably is the end of the marking term. So you're going to be looking and evaluating what students may need some attention, or maybe some enrichment, and attendance. If you're not already aware of how many kids have been out for already 3 weeks by October, like you should know that and have a plan of how to deal with them. But identifying those different strengths, weaknesses, risks that they're going to be facing, and maybe have to doing some adjusting with goals or plans. Maybe you've got some planned days off that were kind of flex, and maybe you're seeing, oh, maybe we got to take some of those away already. Maybe get with students that have been missing quite a bit, planning some tutoring time or whatever else needs to be done to make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success for the rest of the year. Take some time, look at those things, maybe have to make some adjustments. So that's what we're going to say. That's all we're going to say about students. There's more to say, but that's all we're going to say because we're moving to parents.
Parents. Okay. In the parents section, we would, of course, tell you if you haven't already been participating in the events available to you, athletic, PTA, PTO, if there was a meet and greet, if there was a prayer time at the school, if you haven't already been doing that in maybe later September, once you got your hands wrapped around the whole ball, which was the day and kind of the crazy of the first bit of the school year die down so you could do it more in the end of September, definitely plan to do it now. So participate as much as possible in October in events. It's more meaningful to do it earlier on. You're going to build those relationships with new parents or just parents who haven't seen you. You're going to create those informal relationships, those informal contact points that are going to serve you so well moving forward. Do not isolate. Make sure, if at all possible, you are at events and you've even created an event possibly for parents for that purpose. Maybe it's just a bonfire night, cookout night, something like that. Whatever you can do to work with the PTA to make that happen. In fact, maybe there's also a time with those parents of you don't want to plan it in September because you're getting off the ground, but in October you do have your first, and maybe not PTA related, but an open Q&A time for parents. I know that scares a lot of us, but an open Q&A time about homework, what goes on in the school day. Perhaps it's going to be some more instruction time on what modern literature is saying about teen culture. I just worked through with one of my graduate students a study he reviewed on education expectation. And there was a study completed which sought to tie amongst several racial demographics the highest, what were the six most, it wound up, the conclusion was, what are the six most influential characteristics or relationships between actively involved homes and mathematics scores. And what was found was the single most, I'll say, tieable. The point at which those two intersected the most for math scores came from educational expectation. That's not just, I got a B, I know my experience expect me to get an A. No, it's at what communicated level the student is going to be ending their education. So just as me, for an example, I knew that high school graduation was kind of a joke because I was going to 13th grade immediately because that was absolutely the expectation for me. And so we would have hit one of those markers in that study as a high achieving, there would have been a high correlation between my mathematics scores and that educational expectation. So maybe you find an article you like and you go over it with your families in a workshop time and just really unpack that with them. That's all I'm going to say about parents. Because again, like we said earlier, you can come find the rest when you come to the workshop.
All right. So faculty need encouragement. They need support. We all know this. However, I'm learning about this because I'm in grad
Ooh.
school right now.
Well done, Matt. We've talked
Yeah.
about it for so long, and here you are.
Yeah, so I figured I might as well talk about something that I am learning. Well, I mean, at least being made to learn. But yeah, we
I love it for you. I love it more
thank you,
than you.
thank you.
I love it.
I'm
We're going to talk about
glad
this
you
on the
do.
way to the conferences. We're going to pick your
Yeah.
brain about the
Oh,
peer-reviewed
this is gonna
articles
be
you've
great.
been researching and you've been enjoying.
I can't wait. Can't wait. But yes,
Me neither.
classroom management. Don't you love it? Classroom management. All teachers love it. All teachers think they are the best at it. Not. So you've gone through September, you've maybe had to make some adjustments, but October's the time. Check in on it. How's it going? Are we seeing improvement? Do we need to offer some other suggestions for improvement? But definitely, this is one thing that keeps standing out to me. It's really easy for us as leaders to get into the observations or going into teachers and just suggesting and just, hey, here's another thing, weak point. Let's just plan in October to give some encouragement. Hey,
Love that.
way
Be
to go.
intentional. Be
I'm
intentional
seeing
about
this.
it.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
really love this aspect. Now, maybe for some teachers, it's you gotta really dig to find some stuff, but a teacher is going to be willing to change if they feel supported. So you need to make sure that you're dishing out that encouragement. And I'll flip that around as well. While you're doing that, this could also be an encouraging thing because it's all about that relationship, that you're building that relationship of trust between you and your faculty. So ask them, how am I doing? What do you think? Are you getting support? Do you need more support? Are there areas I could improve? I know we don't like asking those questions, but I think October is a great time to be doing that.
That's amazing, especially because if you ask it early enough, you can actually do something to make a change to improve a relationship if you need to. It's the same reason we go and we gather early data for student feedback and for professional development. The same for us. So don't just survey them at the end of the year. Don't just survey the faculty staff at the end of the year about yourself. Survey them now. Give them a chance to get it out there now, and then do what you want to do with it. At the very least, just let them know that you're willing to ask the question, and sometimes them writing it out is all they want to do. Sometimes they're just thankful to be asked. Let's be honest about that. So, moving on to staff, this would be different than faculty, and we do include leadership in here. So I'm just going to get a couple of points. Make sure that you have actually looked at your safety equipment and fire alarms before Fire Prevention Week this month, so that what you were told to do last year actually gets done before they come back and check on you, or they come back and see that hopefully it's not a fire extinguisher or something that's out of date that you should have done forever ago, but maybe something that was supposed to be moved that it wasn't. They didn't come back and check it again, but they're coming back now, and the same person's going to be there again to see it. So make sure that you've dusted off things, straightened things, replaced certain things that should have been replaced, and perhaps you move something for cleaning or for restructuring in the summertime, and you got to put it back where it's supposed to be now. I will say here, again, throwing leadership into this certain section. For some schools, this late September or now, once the census is cemented, and I go back to what I said earlier about some loss of student, perhaps even some late gain, even loss of faculty and staff, gain of faculty and staff, really, here is where the budget could be cemented, hardened, if it were. Maybe it was previously presented in a conservative way. Now it really is, okay, here's the budget. I need you to, based on this present census, go ahead and finalize it, and this is what we're sticking to for the school year. Now, I know not everybody works that way, but we do see success with that in certain places. Matt, family and friends.
Family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
We love our family and friends.
Mm.
And some of our family and friends that are often neglected are our alumni.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
you know, I'm gonna say this, Mark. I'm gonna put it out there that I've got one issue with our alma mater because I am a very proud alumnus,
Sure.
alumni, whatever I am. But every time they invite alumni to come, they do really cool things I want to do, but it is at the start of school. Like, what in the world? I can't, as an educator, get there.
I mean, HOCO is always at the start of the school year, so I get it for all universities. I feel you. It's
I know.
tough.
It-
It's tough.
It's just it stinks to be an educator. We'll just put it that way. But they're up in their game too. Like they're doing things that I want to get out there for, and it's just so hard.
Listen.
So-
I was communicating with a certain sport information dude who not only is he finally gave me one of those Sabercat hats, hopefully getting those up for sale, but he also noted that there might be something coming down the pike for us former football players to go and compete in, because it's so not cool to see the cross country and their scrawny little legs out there, and see the girls soccer and the boys soccer playing their dirty leprosy ball on the beautiful field, which was the football field. We should be playing football on that field. And yes, some of us may get hurt. Some of us may have to go to the hospital. We will sign those waivers because that's the one time return to whatever former glory was or was not.
I've always thought about this. I didn't play football, but I always wondered, like, if I signed up to play in the alumni football game. It's like nobody cares. Nobody really
cares.
knows. Like,
Get
Matt
out here,
George,
yo.
he was what were his stats? I don't even remember.
We'll probably
He's
need
amazing.
we're gonna need those legs by the end of the game. Absolutely. Like, oh, you're a warm body. Get out here. Let's go. We're calling the wives in from the stands. We got to get everybody.
The thing is, like, if I was my stature that I am now in college, I definitely would have went out for football. But I was a string bean. I would have been snapped in half so fast. There was no way.
All right,
But,
back to alumni.
Yeah, so get your alumni involved.
Yeah,
reach out to them, find out this is a great time to send out some surveys, maybe have some events that would be great to see alumni at. If you're wrapping up your fall sports, soccer, volleyball, try to organize an alumni game. I know alumni love coming back for those kind of things.
We just
And then
said it.
we're gonna move into kind of a similar, but the other part of your families. I mean, parents get a lot of the attention, but grandparents. I know some do Grandparents' Day early in the year, some do Grandparents' Day late in the year, but maybe, having some kind of event or gathering that can include those stakeholders as they want to see their grandkids, what their grandkids are up to. So include them as well.
If we go past our family and friends and we think about our local family and friends, or I say local, I mean the ones that are intimately a part of us, but they're not parents or students. Now we're going out to the community around us, the ones who they know about us, they know we exist on that side of town, they know we're there with that church or whatnot, but they don't really know us that well. So how are we engaging with them? Well, perhaps this is where you have one of your first open houses of the year. Perhaps this is where you have a community appreciation chapel or a ministry chapel, depending on what your setup is, and you're able to invite ministries from around the town in, nonprofits from around the town in, to see what you do and to see what they do. Perhaps this is also a time when you see those nice fall. I don't drink coffee, I don't do the lattes and whatnot, but the pumpkin latte girls and the fall the
Cider.
more like the farmers markets and whatnot just seem to be, this is the time for those things. So maybe this is when you're getting out and you're prioritizing again, now that the crazy of the first year has died down some. Maybe now in October you actually have 2 or 3 of those events identified for you to be showing face or someone to show face in from the leadership team. The last thing we're going to present tonight, and what we'll present at the workshops that we're really excited about, and hopefully we'll spend a lot of time on. And if you want to come to those workshops, please know it won't just be us talking. We're going to get you engaged in them. We're going to have prompts for each month, such as the following. How am I balancing spiritual formation with academics this month? If that's not being asked every month, we're not doing our jobs. But perhaps more specifically in October, we're asking this because, again, the academic rut should be gotten into by this point. Now is the time for us to make sure that we're also in a spiritual formation rut as well. Are we moving students down both paths? And then one other prompt we would be asking our peers to engage with on that day, and then with themselves later on. I like this one a lot because we haven't talked about this yet, other than to mention when our birthdays were. What birthdays, anniversaries, or celebrations should I note this month? And this is something I'm really excited to talk about on those workshop dates, and to quiz everybody on. Tell me right now the birthday months of your leadership team and of your office staff, and how many people are going to grab their seats and be like, well, I don't know. Like, we've really got to know when those events very specifically are, or we're probably doing ourselves a disservice right away. So those are two questions that probably will be almost in every single one of these months, but those are kind of the prompts we're going to ask you, and you should be considering anyway. Matt, anything to say?
Yeah, no. I'll give everybody, if you can have a bit of a help here. I'll accept, like, hey, I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm really terrible with dates. Like, Mark has to be one to admit that as well.
Oh, yeah,
but
absolutely. Garbage
dates and
dates.
names. Mark does not.
I had to apologize in an email today to somebody that I was already apologizing to for the way something was handled in a space far away from me. Where in my role with the Maryland Association of Christian Schools, I'm supposed to be looking at social media. And so something came up with social media that was considered a slight by somebody. I had to go through and deal with that. And then in the email, I misnamed the school I was working with. And I'm like,
whoops.
This is horrible. What is
I mean,
anyway.
I mean,
I'm a garbage person.
Because it's just, but I'll accept you know what? I don't know them off the top of my head, but I do keep right next to my desk the monthly, like, this is whose birthdays or this is whose anniversaries are this month. I'll accept that. I'll accept that answer.
We're going to move on to our Christian Administrator Spotlight. Matt's going to pray for Daniel Beckering tonight. Our Christian Administrator Spotlight is now going to shift from California, where we've been for quite a while, and then we hit a couple in Maryland recently and one in Virginia, but we're going to shift now to Minnesota, to Southwest Christian School, where Daniel Beckering is the head of school, and we're going there because Daniel Beckering had on his faculty and staff one of the Herzog Foundation Teachers of the Year. So, Daniel, I guess you get some credit for this. A great job on having one of those.
I'll give you full credit. Yeah,
right here, right now.
It's because of you that she was.
Because of you, I'll never wait too long.
Oh dear, I should have started praying much faster.
Go ahead, pray.
Sorry for that, Daniel. Please subscribe. Oh dear. All right. In all seriousness, let's pray for Daniel and Southwest.
I was bowing my head. My eyes were closed. Come on.
Father, thank you for the opportunity we have as followers of you to find unity, to find a connection, even when we've never met Daniel. But Lord, you are using him in a great way there in Minnesota and at Southwest. And thank you for his leadership. Obviously, he is doing a great thing to be able to see faculty receiving recognition. Just bespeaks wonderful leadership. So I pray that you would continue to protect him, to guide him in his relationship with you. And even as we talked about a lot in this episode about spiritual formation of students and even for faculty and for our principals, Lord, that would be the priority. That would be clearly seen by our students, by our families, by our communities. So I pray that Daniel would just continue to lead that ministry in a way that brings you honor and glory. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, everybody. Thanks for growing with us today.
Before you go, please be sure to hit that follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, on Spotify, be sure to tap the star icon near the top and select the number of stars you'd like to give us. We'd be so grateful for 5. On Apple Podcasts, scroll down to the ratings and review section and then tap write a review to share your thoughts of the podcast. Thank you.